Some of you do not know what a monitoring spirit is, and I'm going to clarify it. Y'all get these spiritual words and y'all run with it. Y'all did the same thing with empath and the same thing with narcissists. Let me break it down to you. So, not everybody who follows you on social media but doesn't interact with you is a monitoring spirit. Now, are they giving the energy of a monitoring spirit? Probably so. But a monitoring spirit is a demonic spirit that is monitoring you. They're collecting information on you so they can figure out how to destroy you psychologically, spiritually, and physically. Some monitoring spirits have been with you since you were a child. Some monitoring spirits have been following you through lifetimes. I believe in multiple lives. Some of them have been following you for centuries. To collect people's information through social media is very easy because many people share all their business. They share their dislikes, they share their likes, they share their political likes. They show their desires, their hopes, their dreams, their spiritual gifts, all on social media. So those monitoring spirits who are not interacting with you on social media, they're collecting data so they can go in for the kill. If you feel somebody is following you but never interacting with you, they're not liking your posts, they're not liking your stories, they're not saying happy birthday to you, congratulations to you, block them immediately. So let me give you an example of a monitoring spirit that I had in my life since childhood. So I lived across the street from this girl, and I moved there when I was 15, and I moved out of that apartment when I was 17. I had no idea when I was a teenager what a monitoring spirit was. I had no idea what a monitoring spirit was when I was a teenager, but she did give me awkward, nerdy, creepy vibes. I never hung out with this girl because when I'm like 15, she's like 12. So she was a little girl to me. I would say hello to her. I wouldn't play with her, never interacted with her, didn't have this girl's phone number. When I got to my 30s, this girl found me on Facebook. So she began to monitor me through Facebook. And at the time I was a hairstylist. So she booked a hair appointment with me and I became her hairstylist. That's how she started to collect more information on me. See, what monitoring spirits do is a lot of them will get close to you, but they will monitor you through your social media and through other people first to see how can they communicate with you, how can they interact with you. By the time she got to my chair to get her hair done, she knew like my favorite wine, my favorite artist. She knew, places I would go. And she eventually said, hey, I see you go to that place. Can I go with you sometimes? And that's how we began to go to like dinner and shop together. But there was something always about her that made me feel like I could not get close to her. So you will feel this with monitoring spirits. Your spirit will let you know this is not a true lover, this is not a true family member, this is not a true friend. Through time, she started to try to do spiritual warfare on me, trying to make me feel insecure, projecting her insecurities on me, questioning me. I mean, just asking very personal questions. Monitoring spirits are going to ask you very awkward and very graphic personal questions that you normally probably wouldn't share with your friend. And a monitoring spirit will also get angry when you don't give them information. She will come out and say, hey, when's the last time you had sex? How much money do you make? Who are you dating? Where were you on this particular day? These are things that are not normal for people to just randomly ask you. She's collecting data. She needed to know certain information and how to go in for the kill. Another scary thing about monitoring spirits is that they can do remote viewing, meaning they can travel in timelines, they can travel in dimensions. You could be sleeping in your bed and a monitoring spirit can enter your room and watch you while you're sleeping. That's how demonic these spirits are. This is a spirit that is assigned to you sometimes from childhood to throw you off your destiny. Make sure you don't finish your destiny. Make sure you don't finish your spiritual assignments. Because if you finish your spiritual assignments or you finish your destiny, you will change lives. I'm a pretty private person, so I felt in my heart to never really tell this young lady much. And I kept it very surface based with her. And I remember one day randomly, she said to me, "Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this. I bumped into your old landlord." I said, "What old landlord?" She said, "The one that you had when you lived across the street from me when you were a teenager." I'm in my head like, how did she bump into this guy even though she still lives in that same house? So she had a conversation with my old landlord. I don't remember how this guy looks. I wouldn't even know who he was if I walked by him in the street. And she said to me, "He told me that he remembers you and your mom and that your mom sometimes was late on rent." Keep in mind, at the time that I lived in this apartment, between 15 and 17 years old, my mother had got diagnosed with breast cancer. So this is very possible. My mother didn't discuss any financial business with me because I was what? A child. So the whole purpose of this monitoring spirit finding out this information on me was to trigger me and hurt me. They need to attack you spiritually and psychologically in order to break you down. If you break somebody down psychologically and spiritually, you got them. But I checked her and I said, "You're not a friend. How dare you have a conversation with my old landlord about my dead mother? That's disrespectful." And I didn't talk to her for months. That's when I said, something is up with this young lady. This woman is sick in the head. She couldn't find information out on me about my character because there's nothing to find out. So she had to dig up 25-year-old tea on my dead mother to try to trigger me. That's another tactic of monitoring spirit. So they'll get around you and they'll bring up old pain, old lovers who did you dirty, old friends who did you dirty. They're always going to be talking about your past because why? A lot of people do not do their healing work. And if you keep triggering people psychologically about the things that they have been through, you got them. They cannot focus on what? Their future. So remember, not everybody following you on social media is a monitoring spirit. Some people are just haters. Some people are weirdos. Some people are off mentally. If you see someone following you, they're not interacting with you. Some of them are even narcissists. They're watching your personality and they're taking bits and pieces from people so that way they can have content. That way they can continue their accounts. They need your personality. That's why they're not going to interact with you. They feel if I interact with this person, they're going to realize I have stolen their personality and I'm taking information from their account. But I'm going to tell you who is the biggest monitoring spirit: the government. The government is watching everything you're texting, everything you're posting, your content, and then they're sending out these ads in your mind. They are trying to control what you eat, what you buy, who you interact with, how you feel, your emotions. That is the real biggest monitoring spirit today. If you feel you're a powerful person, you're anointed, you have a high calling on your life, I need you to stop posting all of your personality, all your business, all your information on social media if you feel people are monitoring you. Now, for the haters and weirdos who are following people and not interacting with them on social media as you're supposed to, let that be a trigger. Let that be a indication that there's something going on with you. I'm a hater. There's something wrong with me. I'm following people that I don't want to interact with. Question yourself, why are you doing that? Another thing is, if you just want to follow people and watch them like you're watching a fish in a fishbowl, go follow celebrities because celebrities harness your energy and that's what makes them successful. Follow big time major corporations, businesses, celebrities, things like that if you just want to watch people on social media but not interact with them. Hopefully this information has helped you. If you will like a phone booking session with me, I will put that on the screen. And I also take donations because I am not paid by my platforms. God bless. Watch out for those monitoring spirits.